Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha. We are continuing with the Kingdom Legendary War series here on my channel. Today we are watching IKON do their second performance in episode 2. I am very excited. I watched the full episode this morning, so I have seen the dance twice now because I watched it this morning in the episode and then I just watched it before I filmed so I could take all of my notes so we can talk about it. So we're gonna watch it together. I'm gonna have a little bit of commentary while we watch, and then I have a ton of notes. I have so many notes. I'm so excited to talk about it with you. Before we get started, as always, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on my channel and my videos. You guys, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I kind of don't know what to do when we hit it. Like, I want to do something fun and exciting, like maybe do a live together, or maybe a Q&A. I don't know. If you have suggestions, leave them down below. Speaking of down below, please check out my links to my Etsy shop where I create K-pop inspired bracelets and also K-pop album cover paintings. I don't know why that phrase is so hard for me to say every time, but it is. Anyway, let me stop talking about random things. Let's get into this performance because I have literally a full page of things to talk about. So here we go. Actually, before we do get started, I wanted to apologize for the audio and visual quality that this video might have. Due to copyright reasons, this is the only way I can get the video out to you so we can watch it together. So I'm so sorry it looks and sounds the way that it does. But once Kingdom is over, we will go back to my regular style of editing with the music videos and dance practices, and it will look much better. So please stay tuned for that. Here we go. I am excited. That transition is so cool. The arms are so cool in this. This whole performance is just so interesting and so smart. Ugh. Whew. that part is sick. Woo-hoo! They came together so quickly. Oh! Oh my gosh. Woo! Oh, come on! Whoa, good job. Oh my gosh, very nice. I loved it. I would have jammed a lot more, but I hurt my neck. I have a lot of issues with my neck, so the amount that I jammed just now has given me a huge headache. Anyway, we're going to start with their idea to use the camera to create the storyline, to create the mood and the theme, and it really just starts it off. You like know the level of production you're getting yourself into. As soon as we start with Bobby and the dancer, and then the camera spins around and then she's gone and his whole demeanor is different. And then we go into his little rap section, which is dope. I really liked it. And then we go into the next IKON member and the dancer again and their little section. And then we come all together as a group and we get the big theater arms and the pointing, and I just live for it. I'm not a huge theater nerd personally, but like musical theater, if you get me a ticket to a show, I'm going and I will love it. I have been to a few shows in my lifetime. I'm very thankful for that, and I just really enjoy theater and the different style they brought to this dance. Honestly, if you like, I don't know IKON that well. I've only started watching them since the introduction stages got released in I think end of February. But if you had told any fan of IKON, like, hey, so they're gonna do a theatrical version of Love Scenario, I don't think anyone would have believed you, let alone IKON themselves. This is so cool. It's so cool and out of the box, and I'm so happy they did it. So right away, like I was mentioning, we get the performance vibe and we get a certain attitude from Bobby, which I think is just his personality on stage, and it definitely sets the tone for what the rest of this is going to be like. It was interesting to me how the mood in the beginning starts pretty dark, and then we get the light section when they come all together and do the slide and the point, and all of that is fun. And then he does the Michael Jackson thing up on the stairs and he throws his fedora, and then he comes down, and then we go back to dark. And then after he falls off of the other set of stairs, we get like an EDM techno disco club vibe. Maybe not disco, maybe that's not the word I was looking for, but definitely like a laser show, lights happening vibe. Very interesting how they used the lighting. They also, after he fell and right before they cut to all the members of IKON getting ready to do their first like dance break in Killing Me in that section, they flash the color red twice and make the whole stage red, make everything red. I'm wondering if that's IKON's signature color for this season or just in general. Like I said, because I don't know the group as well, I don't know if they use red in a lot of performances or songs or videos, but I thought it was so interesting that in the introduction stage, my favorite part is when we get that red light over all of them, and they did it again here in 2 quick flashes, and I was like, oh, it's back, and then we got like the laser show instead. It's also very smart that they changed costumes. Even though it was as simple as taking off that jacket, it helps us transition from one song and one style to another. So it was a great way to be like, we're doing something new now, please buckle up and get ready. I really liked the use of fire in this. I thought that was a super sick moment. And then I also thought it was interesting how, like, hands were so important in the first song, and sort of as we transition into the second song. There was obviously a lot of hand contact between IKON and that dancer that was featured in the beginning, and then there's more hand contact when the IKON member falls back and they all have their hands over him, and then they like tut their hands around him. And then there's another moment where another IKON member is walking through 2 lines of dancers and they all touch him and like, not grope him in an inappropriate way, but they don't just have their hands here, they're like moving their hands as he moves through them. It's just an interesting detail. I don't totally know what it means, other than maybe like relating it to physical contact or skinship. If these are 2 love songs and about the loss of someone, maybe it's like the phantom touching, or like you think you feel them still on your body but they're not there anymore. I just pulled that out of my brain right now. I'm kind of proud of myself. Okay, so I've talked about the staging and like the cameras and the lighting. Let's talk about the dancing. So, when we get our first group shot, I love that the dancers are framing IKON, and I love that they're doing that not just with choreography, where they have this little moment where every other row is either up or down, while IKON is not doing an arm. They're doing different choreography, which highlights them even more, but also they're in different colors. So IKON is in that like beige, brown, and black, and then the dancers are all in white, with the guys I think in black pants, which visually makes it very interesting. It draws your eye directly to IKON. We had another moment where, and I'm beginning to think this is something they do a lot, because they did it in both the first song and the second song of this mashup, where we have one member as center, and then we have this row and this row, so center. We have this row and this row crossing over each other. So in the introduction stage, they do it with the shoulder part, which is my favorite part, but this time they did it with a slide, and they did it with something else the second time. I can't remember what, but they do that like focus on me moment and then cross in the back. They've done it 3 times now, so very interesting. I really like it as a transition and as a formation change. I think they are crushing it. They did a great job. I also liked how they were hitting every single beat when we were having that horn and percussion section in the first song. We don't always get that from them. They are either on like a slower beat, or they are on a half beat and hitting everything like so fast. So it was nice that we could really hear that section of music so well and visually see them hitting that section of music so hard. It was awesome. I sort of already mentioned how this is theatrical, and theatrical is like over the top. Really big arms, really like cutesy moments like this part and everything, but it didn't feel weird. It didn't feel out of context for them as a group. They made it work so well, which, knowing their history and like the little amount of their history that I know as like a hip-hop based group, I was so freaking impressed, dude. Like, you're not gonna get a bunch of rappers just like chilling in Broadway. Like, it was very cool. It was really cool. I also liked when they went into the diagonal and then highlighted the guy who was on the stairs. I really enjoyed the different poses he was hitting, his use of the microphone as a prop, and also flinging the hat as his prop. I thought that was cool. And then the contrast was so sick of when he walked down the stairs, did his little dramatic fall breathing moment, and then stood up, took off the jacket, like, hello, we're changing it up, walked up the stairs, and then just, whoo, ow, God, laid out. Jeez. I keep forgetting that I'm like old and injured. Oh my God. But yeah, that layout moment is like one of the coolest in terms of tricks that we saw in this episode for me personally. That's another thing. So I sort of mentioned, like with the theatrical, that was unexpected because they're mostly known as a hip-hop group. Well, they're also, from what I have seen of them so far, a traditionally hip-hop group with like foundational movements. In this second part, it was modern hip-hop, and I haven't seen that from them before, and that was so very cool to watch their take on a more modern style of hip-hop dancing. Which then led into the two separate groups. After they do the little this part, and then the camera turns, and there's 3 of them here, and I think 2 or 3 of them over here. This first group was hitting a specific beat count. And then you go to the second group, and they're hitting a different, slower beat count. And it was just like the contrast between the two. And then directly after that, they like lift the guy up, and then they bring them into the whole group. And then they just kill it all together until the end. Oh my God. So after they come in as a group, we get the audience engagement that IKON is known for in their concerts and performances, where they all come to the camera, we all just jam with them, because that part is so sick. I have just a few more things to talk about. I'm going to try and do it as quickly as possible. The ripple part, where we have, I think it's Bobby in front, and then you have IKON in black, and then the dancers in white. That ripple, when they showed the practice footage, was like so fast, so shocking, so cool. Unfortunately, I think because we have IKON in black and the dancers in white, the ripple doesn't go all the way back. Your eye doesn't travel the way it's meant to because the colors cut off and change. I think it was a great idea to have the dancers in white. I just unfortunately think that it affected that visual just in that section in that moment. I'm very glad they included the practice clip so we can see what it should have looked like. They were still hitting the beat correctly, but because of the colors, it just feels like the ripple cuts off, and then if you will force your eye to keep looking back, then you can pick it back up. It was very interesting also that high note part in the second section and how they emphasized it each time. I thought that was very interesting, a good touch. I also didn't see that high note coming, so every time it came in, I was like, ooh, okay. The last thing I want to talk about is just that group dance at the very end and how they were emphasizing that beat so hard. Not only that, but they were emphasizing different sounds in the track. Every like 2 8 counts, they were changing beat and changing what sound they were hitting. Hello? That's so cool. I think this video is long enough, so I'm going to stop it here. As always, please leave just positive comments and positive thoughts for IKON down below. Any negative comments about other groups or other fans will be removed. My goal with this whole Kingdom series and dance analysis is to, number 1, talk about the dancing, and number 2, just spread positivity and love to all of these groups and fans, because everyone is so talented and so wonderful, and we just need more happiness. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!